The goal of this demo is to show an internal use case built with Vybe. If you've seen the first demo, you'll notice this one doesn't focus on customers, but instead on internal access and permissions. The entire app is built with Vybe via prompting and iteration. The first thing you'll notice is the sidebar separated with some tabs being under admin. Only a select few employees will be able to see those tabs, and they will be in charge of managing the app. This app's main purpose is creating and carrying out company-wide surveys. So the first step, naturally, is to create a survey. If we go ahead and click on Create Survey, and then name our survey, it will go ahead and send us to our survey draft, where we can create a structure by adding sections. For example, work environment and team collaboration. And then in each section, adding some questions. We have a question bank with different types of questions, from scale of 1 to 10 to open text and yes/no questions. I'm going to add a few questions on each section, and then we can have our preview. Now that's just a raw preview, there's no design or anything, but it does allow us to see the questions. And then we can go into the invitations tab. Now before inviting our employees, I want to first look at how to get our employee list. In this case, I just used a simple upload CSV file, but in a real scenario, most likely a company could use any integrations with Workday, ADP, or Rippling, or any other ones to directly import employees from those apps and have a live list. But for our example, it's just a CSV file that I imported with all our employees that we can be seen in this table view. But we also have the org chart that is just another nice way of visualizing them with all their corresponding managers. If we go ahead and search up, say, James Thompson, we can see that he's here on this list. Going back to our surveys, and we can now go ahead and finish creating our survey by adding the employees we want. Who will have to fill out the survey. I'm going to pick an email template to send, in this case the survey invitation, and I'll pick employees. I can select all of them. I can also select per division, but in this case I'm just going to invite our demo. And we can see here that it's not actually sent yet because we haven't opened the survey. And once we do, it will go ahead and send an email. So let's open the survey. Going to Gmail, we do indeed see a new email with the template sent and the link to the survey. Filling out the survey, and keep in mind this is still on Vybe, it's just a different tab. We can quickly go ahead and answer each question, with the open-ended ones being required, and some optional comments. And then each section. Once the survey is submitted, it will send us back to the home page. And as we can see, since I'm logged into our employee, we actually wouldn't see all the admin tabs, but we do see the completed surveys. So if I click on View Responses, I can see my responses, but I can't change them. Now that we're done creating and responding to the survey, let's look at what we do with those actual replies. In the My Dashboard tab, we can pick a particular survey. In this case, I'm going to pick a survey that was already pre-made with fake information to be able to actually demonstrate this rather than build an entire survey in one video. But here, we're still in our James Wilson page, so he will only have access to dashboards in his division, which in this case is G&A. We can see there's a few things. We've got the AI summary with some action items, as well as a graph of the performance per section, and of each reply, a yes-no answer and percentage. And then at the bottom, we have a comment analysis. Now, the comment analysis uses AI to automatically categorize each comment, each open-ended response, with a positive, negative, or a recommendation. Now, these things can be manually changed if I don't agree with what the AI said, and it will then take those responses and create my summary up here. For example, it looks here and it sees predominantly negative, which is accurate for having mostly negative responses. It then prioritizes action items based on what the responses are, so any suggestions, things like that is going wrong. We can also go more specifically into a team. So these are all the team that he is in charge of. And if we go to a team that has not enough people, we'll see that it doesn't actually show anything and is hidden because of privacy protection to make sure that all of the responses are anonymized. And then the final thing here is my direct reports. Those are the people immediately reporting to whichever manager is seeing this dashboard. In this case, for James, we have 4 direct reports, and those are not everyone under him, but everyone directly under him. If we go back to the admin view, we can see there is a lot more divisions and teams to choose from. This is assuming that you have access to everything. And there's also a company-wide dashboard that has replies for everything. In this survey, we have a total of 160 responses. That about wraps up the dashboards. Let's quickly go take a look at settings. Settings is really just a tool for the admins to manage everything we've seen so far. So the question bank for creating surveys, to add new questions, remove them, edit them, the email templates, the Slack templates, the AI prompts, and then the admin access. So whoever has access to all these tabs. Like in the first demo, this app was built entirely using Vybe without writing any code. It shows how the same platform can power a completely different internal use case while being easy to build and very customizable and efficient. Thank you, and I'll see you in the next demo.